Gentlemates, they gave us another tank on the wall, but it wasn't quite enough to go up against FUT. This is the thing, though, as I welcome back Kaquka and Nash. We know what he does. We've seen, as the great Taylor Swift once said, we've seen this movie, we've seen this film before. I like the ending, but FUT, they weren't quite able to deal with that, but they still managed to come out on top.
Yeah, exactly. I think that the idea and the entire plan that FUT had, one, was very good fundamentals. I think that especially on that last round that we saw, that retake, it became very clear that they're just a very good team. But this, we saw last week, and time again, we expect that at some point, Ash, it is going to end. But it doesn't.
It doesn't. And then you also wonder, okay, in the post plant on this B site, you know you can't just be playing back into B main. You have to have some sort of backstab coming in or prioritizing being able to break that wall. But when it's thrown vertically, it makes it just so impossible in those post plant situations there on the attacking side. But otherwise, though, this was a pretty scrappy matchup. I feel like Yinsu, both these teams at times have looked clinical here on Sunset, but this was pretty toe-to-toe in a lot of these rounds.
Yeah, it was so many back and forth and back and forth and back and forth and so on. But it does feel like towards the end, as we take a look at, I was going to say Charles Nennington. I can't help myself. C-Ned in the AIM Labs warm-up, because he really was the difference maker.
He really was. I think he was really strong with a lot of these opening duels. There were just multi-kills that he was able to find on this map here as well. His utility was great. The paint shells were perfect for zoning on his entries onto site.
Yeah, time after time. I think that CNET is just such a reliable player that is working so well in this system that they have prepared for stage 2, that they have polished more so, right? And I think that round after round, they managed to come on top. We see here the first blood and the first death percentage. But let me tell you something. During that second half, FUT only had 2 openers. And they managed to close that out in their favor. Sometimes we would see Takas maybe taking too much of a risk, and I feel like we've been in this position before, where Takas is taking too much of a risk and it doesn't pay off, not in the way that he expects. And then is when we think, okay, what is Gentlemates going to do about this problem that they had here? And it just repeats somewhere else in the map, because FUT is smart enough to always move ahead of what their opponents are going to do.
Well, this is where things get interesting, because we're going on to split, and if FUT do not change their comp from last week, we're going to see for the first time ever that they play the same comp 4 maps in a row, and first time ever that CNET play Raze back-to-back series. He's never done that before. We've seen them play Jet like a billion times in a row, but never Raze.
I think you jinxed it. Now they're going to pick the chamber.
You reckon?
No. But, you know, maybe. Why not? We've been talking about the performance that Gentlemates has had on this map, with that double duelist, with that Euro, and it's precisely Takas that I'm looking at. If he thinks he's able to replicate that performance, if he is able to be the surprise, to have that edge on getting the first kills with the Euro and have the same impact that he has had in the past during this stage on this map, I can see this going to a third one. But really, I freaking love that Sunset. Like, some of the rounds were so curated. Yeah, there were mistakes. There were rounds that came very, very close. But to me, just in that instance, FUT was the better team.
They really were. They were very measured in a lot of the decisions that they were making. And then when you're talking about that split comp here on the side of Gentlemates, I do think that Takas is this player that we can see just completely bounce back within a series. Go back from one map where he's not performing super well, and he's able to kind of flip that performance going into map 2. But again, it does come down to that synergy as well, right? Because you do also have a tank who can follow up as a second entry in, while Takas is playing more of that disruption. But, okay, listen, let me cook a little bit here. We're talking about the fact that there's the potential of seeing that same comp 4 times in a row, right? What if we see Cracks back on the Raze, ISO CNET?
Hey!
Well, yo, I'm liking your comps. I like it.
They said it themselves, though. Farland said that it would be Cracks on the ISO if they were to do it. I hope he was lying, because that would be great. Let's take a look at Agent Select and see if we get the same exact comp 4 maps in a row coming out of FUT, and the same Raze coming out of CNED as well.
It is.
And oh my goodness, I mean, this is the first time in his career that he's doing this.
Crazy, please, for next week, can they play the same maps again? Can they do Sunset Split, so it's just 6 in a row, so we see every single one of these players slotting the same agent 6 maps in a row?
But you can imagine also, okay, it becomes a little bit difficult because, yes, anti-stratting, maybe it does feel a little bit stale sometimes, but it's also the comfort of being able to slot into the exact same roles, the exact same agents, and the synergy that we've seen FUT build up throughout this season.
pound for pound, the head-to-heads in this one are so important. We were talking about Natang on the wall. Now he's going to be measured against Zenit, one of the best duelists that we have had ever in EMEA. I want to see Kadavra also against J2J. We just saw Benji Fishy being so impactful for Heretics on this map. And the most important one, Beas versus Mr. Falling. I think that they're going to be the most important players to look at in this head-to-head because this map means a lot for both of these teams.
I mean, Fallen has called a great map on Sunset, actually. It was a smart plays coming out of him time and time again.
And I think that's where we do see the differences between the two IGLs in particular, right? Mr. Fallen has so much experience under his belt. His utility rarely ever misses.
Well, I smell two casters coming into this. Over to the very fragrant Pansy and Steel. I'm sorry, guys.
I can't even describe the lore to you guys at home behind that. A disgraceful display there, Yinsu. But thank you for getting us into this one. Appreciate it. Well, yeah, that caught me off. I mean, talking about the map at hand, God, it's a while since it's been thrown. This map specifically, something we were looking at, that there is a real chance here. You look towards, let's say, FUT's record on this map. In the last 2 months, it's been 4 losses and 1 win. That's it. It's not been a good map as of late, but they were losing to the likes of Fnatic and Heretic. So contextually, you get a little bit more of an idea. And for Gentlemates, it has been sometimes a bit of a balm of, you know, some of their worse maps. It kind of rounds out their map pool a little bit better. So this could be a big opportunity for them. What do you make of the comps, though?
I think that the double duelist is definitely going to be something that Gentlemates needs to get a lot of value out on this attack side. I don't think they can come out weak at all here, and already they might be going right into this trap Mr. Fallen set up with that fault line for that B main execute. So if this is a real commit here, it could be a real catastrophe. But that mid walk up, that lurk, CNED, is he gonna know?
He just looked away. There is a gap in the timing now.
That's
Look
smoke into
how
heaven.
close they are. He is not, okay, something's gone terribly wrong. CNED has now seen all of them and he's just on red alert. There is problems everywhere. Crack's getting a gun out. You know there are people towards heaven. What are you up to? There was a real opportunity there to maybe make a mistake. Now, pause. The whole map feels a little funky here. It's all a little topsy-turvy. And it's a quick pivot from Gentlemates, actually. Not wanting to continue along that B trajectory. They're looking towards A. Nice mosh as well. Really bought some stall there. God, this util is just so suffocating through heaven. Between Cracks and Yellowjay, they're being stalled out here. 2 on the site, 1 watching the push through on CT. Kadavra has found CNED, so actually CT looking a little bit more open. Yellowjay unaffected by the stun, needs to keep his teammates safe, and he does! Cracks swings on the other side of Pillar, leaving just Kadavra really trying to control towards heaven. It's all now down to 1, the knives around Yellowjay. Up in their faces already.
That entire sequence, start to finish, as soon as CNED had that awkward timing, that weird situation in heaven, catching each other like by surprise, like what's going on here? I think Gentlemates put themselves in a trap situation as soon as they realize, hey, the jig is up, and they decide to rotate all through 5 players, 5 through vents. But they have no space on A. They don't know where they can go. They don't know if ramp's clear. I think that stalled them out so much, that mosh on top of that, and Gentlemates, they had no recourse. They were done for once they decided to rotate all of them there together. Leave someone to be heaven, maybe. You give yourself a fallback plan.
You saw how close they got, though. It feels by the fate of the gods that FUT got away with that a little bit, because the timing up towards heaven, if that went the other way, you know, knife's edge sort of stuff. So
it was that last player that came up. I think it was Natang coming up.
Just got caught by it.
If he didn't come up through Mail at that exact moment, then I think Gentlemates completely sneaks by CNED. Neither of them have any idea that each other are there, and then they're able to catch Cracks and spawn, and way different outcome of the round. But it's an extension of this first map. Scrappy, sloppy, never know what you're really going to expect until the last moment.
And into this, though, the only one really with utility left is Beas. No one else can really help out right now. Whalers, no smoke in effect yet. Don't know how long's left on that one, but still. Kadavra the only one there with the Sheriff too, and I think it's the tank who's got some. So looking to maybe slowly creep towards A, looking to see if there's any opportunities building. And Caesar's going with a paint shell somewhere. Just lob that up.
That was on mid. But I don't know if they were comboing it with anything. If it was just the paint shells or if there was a
something else?
Something else? I don't know what.
Yeah.
But something.
I mean, I guess Krax is on that side, so maybe been like, yeah, I don't know, maybe we'll catch it on a replay. For now, Beyaz might have to just face the music, and he does. And we see a flawless here in round 2. FUT very quickly getting past this, ticking the box. And again, if you are someone like, you know, a fan of the team of FUT or even the team themselves, you can imagine they've got to go back and been looking at working through Split a little bit as well. They've had a couple of those hard games against high-end teams. Again, your Fanatics, right.
Well, there you go.
Up death, cool. I mean, they've had some very hard losses on this map against some very good teams, so they should have been in the workshop again, maybe looking to fine-tune some stuff. Now I want to see what happens with the Outlaw as well, because right side of the map, and they got light armor.
Well,
So Charles Neddington.
There's also a big test because FUT lost the pistols in the previous map, and if they're able to capitalize on this bonus round, which Gentlemates wasn't able to do in the last map, then FUT could have a really good start. They'll have the map lead, a huge buffer into this next map, and that momentum on their side.
See them pausing, waiting for the rotation to come back around. CNED, I think he's got a pretty good read at this, and he's got a nice line of sight to work from, and they are all so squishy to this gun. He doesn't care, he's going to disrespect this. Yeah, of course he is. Has a little bit of a peek. Going to get away with his life as well. Calling reinforcements if they need it. They do at least have the Cypher utility up towards Vent, so they should have a little bit of safety in that fact. It might just be removed in a second. That should be quite telling in itself.
I mean, the fact that they had 3 there at the opening, Takas, Natonk, and Beyaz, was a pretty big signal. Here. This lurk up from Kadabra.
They've been almost catching a time in there through kind of mail a couple of times now. At a captain, got to be careful. Gentlemates are on the way. Smoke's just gone in. This position from YettaJ is nasty to try and clear, though. You can see the stall coming. I thought maybe the paranoia would have been working long enough to actually help him out a little bit, but at a captain just waiting down below. In the depths, going to catch an attack as they one by one filter through. FUT unmoved by this, unthreatened by this. Stunned up, put down. FUT in firm control.
I think FUT, a deeper look at how they're able to stay in control there. I don't think they looked at B main at all. They realized everyone from Gentlemates is coming up from middle through that B heaven area. They didn't look towards B main because they knew, hey, Kadabra, he's the Cypher, he's the lurker, he's coming up through mid. We know that the rest of the players were all outside A at the start of the round, and they didn't really have the plan to go B until CNED basically put them down.
Yeah. A little bit unnerving here. A rough start for some of the Gentlemates players as well, not off the starting blocks yet. You want to see them building a little early, maybe keep that confidence up. They had a competitive map 1. 13-8 in the end. And now put down to Sheriffs. Now they've caught a couple of moments of chance through towards mailroom there.
Cage triggered.
Let's see if maybe you want to explore that again. At least get towards ramp, clear the camera. They now know that Heaven is no longer safe. YettaJ got to be careful. They're on the side of caution. See the rest of Gentlemates exploring other parts of the map as well. Up towards middle. A very passive hold from Krax over there. There's the late presence. So they've got a good idea of what's going on here. May not expect the main control, but okay, CNED on the trade. Takas did open things up. Good timing from Mr. Fallen to check back towards B main.
But there's no follow-up. They're also split from Gentlemates.
Oh, individual.
Spike down mid.
No trade possible. YettaJ's just buying time.
Left.
He's gone down now.
He got his.
Now, if we had a little bit of, I don't know, some je ne sais quoi to the round, there could be some threat to this.
15 seconds, though. It has to be a B commit, and I wouldn't be surprised if FUT just decides to run away from the spike at this point.
It's getting really late on the time, but Beyaz going down. That chance is gone. So Whalers looking maybe just to keep that Phantom in hand here and just dip away. FUT playing a very patient game there, not really falling into all that temptation the Gentlemates are trying to put out.
And when I'm looking at this, I do wonder about that whole coaching change, about how it looks like Gentlemates is playing a little bit more loose and more about defaulting and trying to find openings and try to figure out what the setup from FUT is and then try to make a plan after that fact. We're not really seeing a lot of clear-cut ideas of what they want to do and them controlling the game. And I do wonder if that change with the approach once, you know, existence is no longer here, is that biting them right now hard, where one game they get to see that freedom and how it enables them to do things, but if you don't have that freedom or you're not getting anything done with that freedom, what do you have to fall back on? Where is that foundation? Where are your set plays?
And I think we're going to find out the answer of that impact.
Jeez.
Bloody hell. That was close on either side. So Tank walks away with 33, Mr. Fall in 47. Bayer's going to be re-clearing the space. So now noting 2 players at least here towards B main. That's about all the information you're going to get from this for now. And we can already see them starting to fall right back around towards this A side. Yeah, I think the question mark about, you know, the fallback plan once they do get no clear answers early on will be interesting. There we go. Good info. Yeah, the J's got to be careful now.
Careful now. Here.
Only the same player noted, but they can feel that pressure coming. Crack's is he ready? Investing it to the left and swinging on the right, but he sees nothing so far. Genomates do have site control. Doesn't feel quite safe for a plant, but now they're going to go for it. Smokes are up. They've got a little bit of safety, but a 5v5 post plant gets messy. Looking at the ults as well, you've got CNED there. You've got Yellow Jays. And it looks like there goes the beginning to it all. CNED want to take the space here. That might be, well, Takas gone. It is. Connection on it. Genomates looking to try and retake towards Heaven. Prioritize that as their next step here. Kadavra doing well to try and get that captain down, but already the defuse is being started. They've got to try and address this one. Wingman's on the case. He's on the defuse.
I just don't know. Like, right now, CNED has 100% success rate with that showstopper, getting that opening kill. 5 versus 5 retake, and it looked like Gentlemates, they didn't really have an idea of how they wanted to do that. It seemed like, hey, it's planted for Heaven, we're going to go back, but only one player's on the site, that's Takas. And FUT, they just never misstep right now. They're playing perfect.
And there's something to be said, it can be quite hard to play clean Valorant when someone is playing hard to predict Valorant against you if they're being a little bit more, you know, fast and loose on the fly. But you're seeing the reward here. And that is a big amount of info as well off the Dizzy. Quick smoke towards CT, and it looks very simplistic, very direct, just straight on in. The Tank looking to trying to clear on side, he's done just that. No one took him to actually, oh, okay, Yenajay did catch Takas at least. I thought, oh, they're getting caught here. They have the start they wanted. But the spike hasn't crossed yet, that's with Bayaz. And now there's a little bit of difficulty here. CT is open, but no one's going to be actively watching that. There's at least a chance for him to get across, but pause here. Whalers smoke just about coming back up now. Gonna pop that up towards Heaven.
They still have to deal with the crossfire from ramp and spawn screens. Mr. Fallen ready to aftershock on that spike plant and then push out with it.
And now the captain's got safety on towards ramp here. This is beautifully done. FUT again not giving any chances, any opportunities. Gentlemates look a little lost here. I wouldn't be surprised to see a timeout. Bayaz looking to keep them in this. Bail them out, but a 1v3, which was a 1v4, a lot to ask. No plan either. Players left, right and center. There's nowhere to go. There's got to be a timeout here. There needs to be the panic button hit because Gentlemates are not getting what they need.
And that was the first real fast round that we saw from Gentlemates. They opened up really quick. They got that opening kill. Site was free right here, 5 versus 4. And then it just slowly falls apart. We're losing a player lurking up a ramp on the Heaven fight. We're losing another player unlucky to a spam through the cage, whatever. But if they kept that 4 versus 4, got that spike planted, kept that ramp control, maybe it's their game to, their round to win. But it's falling apart for them. And FUT, again, continue to just never make a misstep.
Oh, I quite like this too. Bit risky to do it in this sort of round.
Respect.
3-man mid-walk. Spots out Takas at the very least. Get it back from this now. Shown enough. They don't want to risk too much. Again, they do have the rifles. They have a lot to lose in that, whereas Gentlemates on the other side, they have one Vandal with Whalers, the rest either Stingers or Sheriffs. Couple of ults to play with, but I don't know if this is the round that you're going to try and bank on it. Tough to use. Late gathering towards A.
Not the ideal situation to use it.
Spike dropped.
And FUT's happy in the setup. They have that kill trip on the middle of the site. They'll try to get that spam kill, maybe from Heaven. They have that smoke up to provide cover for it as well.
Oh, that's so much info. That's gonna be the rotation called and a catch. Takas, he's not having luck here at all. He has been caught several times now, struggling with that Yoru. Sometimes it can really work. Not looking like it now. On the tank though, opportunity.
No! Oh, God.
Man, this is going from bad to worse. Falling to pieces here. Whaler's still alive and he's got to be the danger man. He's got to go huge. And well, he's got a chance to. That could be 2. No, not even gonna get it. Ayaz finally shows his hand, but he's been swept. FUT 7 now. Quick work from them. Where is the timeout? Gentlemates need to address this. This is just going terribly wrong.
They need a timeout, not even necessarily to talk about some sort of strategy or tactic that they want to run. They need to do it just to get their emotions in order. What is going on? It's disaster. Everything is falling apart. They've got no control over anything. Right when you think that they have a chance to kind of bring themselves back into it, that Stinger, just keep ADS, get that second burst off, confirm that kill. Why are we going into ADS and out and in and out? Like, just commit to something and do it with conviction.
Yeah, you're starting to see them falling by the wayside here. No timeout called. They want to keep going. They have ult, so to FUT. Quick clear, high priority towards clearing over towards A. They see nothing. It's going to be very telling. So you got to see if J can keep his life. Because Gentlemates have used everything towards taking this B site, and they're going to get it. They have everything they need here. Can clear out on the way. You're going to see the rest of FUT then working their way back around now. Again.
Spike planted.
They have that Rolling Thunder as well for this post plant to extend if they need to. Don't lose another one to a spam. They need to make a plan, though. How are you going to defend against this retake? Mr. Fallen, one off of his. Here comes the Thrash, re-hit.
Yeah, this is just going to be probably clearing up towards Pillar. Does at least spot 2 there. One Pillar side, one towards the back of site. We've got the rest coming through from Heaven. We've got a late wrap coming back around. Here comes the ult. That's going to catch at bare minimum 2, if not 3. This should be good, but it's out of Captain. He takes down the tank. Whalers now falls. What's going on here? Kadavra has to go out of his mind. J takes down Takas.
Oh my.
There's a Kadavra. The defuse is happening.
Jeez.
This one is looking over and done with. FUT in full control, and Gentlemates threw everything into that round, and it made no difference.
It's like you think that something worse can't happen, and then the very next round, it's just like you can see it happening. It's
Real
in
time.
slow motion.
Yeah.
It's like the train. It's the what's that Austin Powers thing with the you know what I'm talking about? It's in slow motion. You're watching this the floor roller thing just steamrolling over, and it's just like the close up on the guy's face is screaming. I don't understand what's happening here, because I could clearly see the intention, the idea behind what Gentlemates wanted to do there. Hey, we have that Rolling Thunder. As soon as they start coming in for that retake, they're going to use that Thrash again. I'm going to use the Rolling Thunder. It's going to get all of them. It's going to get all of Heaven. It's going to get all of Spawn. And then we're going to do what with it? Oh, we're going to do nothing with it. Natank's going to fly out by himself. He's going to die. Nobody else is ready to fight with him. And then we're going to let FUT win the round. Why are we letting them have so much respect? Like, we need to start disrespecting them. And the fact that Gentlemates is going down 8 rounds like this, they need this. They have a double duelist comp. This should be the easy side. We haven't seen any real good executions of set plays. It's been way too much individualistic stuff, and then when they do get the opportunities, the situations they want, twice on A, once on B here, they're not able to close out.
Now this is gut-wrenching to watch to an extent. Takas really struggling to get up those starting blocks, staying on 1 kill here. I mean, the highest fragger as well for Gentlemates is on 4. So everyone just being overpowered, outgunned here. And you're right, a limited amount of a plan it felt like at times. Maybe time for an adjustment. Hopefully this timeout gives them an idea, a concept to play with, because they're running on fumes, it feels like. Ooh, that could have been dangerous, toying with it. Identifying that there was pressure here.
We're not seeing Whalers using his smoke at the beginning of the rounds. I think he's been saving it a little too much. I wonder if that's giving FUT a little bit too much space. But here comes a fake B pump. It's going to create that opening for that mid walk. Here comes the lurk. It's like this pistol round all over again, but no follow-up. FUT has a read.
Mr. Fallen with the information. He put his body behind it, loses it. J waiting patiently in the back line. Talking about the top fragger, it is this man. TP committed to. He's made it to the back of sight here. Caution being aired. Gentlemates very, very slow and meticulous all the way, and this time, a fair couple of fights, but it's YellowJ still thriving. The timing, it couldn't be better. Takas starting to heat up, though. That's a good pick from him, but an instantaneous trade. Now 2v2, Captain's got a whole lot of kit, so does Krax. They can mosh off one of these areas as well. There's that stun in. Krax spotted. Don't know if they noted Captain dropping down. Both playing in the back cubby here, a little bit of a high-low.
That Dizzy could confirm both.
Only confirms one. Whalers didn't pull the trigger there. Now they know, but he still gets one. The spacing, the timing, just too good. Krax is not letting it slip. FUT looking flawless so far. Just round after round. Gentlemates looked like they had a better plan, then looked like they had a concept to work with, something they had in mind. This 3-2 split, that late pump back through main, and it still falters.
That opening kill, you're thinking Gentlemates, finally, they're going to get something going. And then YellowJ gets one through the cage, pushes through, gets a second, while they have the paint shells in their hands. And it's just, it's that situation where it's like, he can't keep getting away with this.
He absolutely can. He's set on 12-4 currently. Big game from him. I know the devs were saying, you know, can they keep up with the likes of what we saw from Benji Fishy on a map like this? Well, he's putting in a damn good performance so far. And at 9-0, you're just hoping Gentlemates get around. It feels cruel almost to see them struggling this much.
And FUT has a really good read on the situation. They're only keeping those two players towards B, just spotting for info. That Dizzy spat on 2 players. So FUT understands, hey, Gentlemate's open to up the round with like a heavier start towards A here.
Third man in attendance. Couple of question marks on the cross towards ramp. 4 players up there. YellowJ has, it feels like they can't get away from him. He's been everywhere they wanted to go, be it heaven, be it on this side of the map. Deep smoke towards CT. That's a little bit different here in a tank.
Want to wrap screens here?
It kind of feels like it. Captain's in a whole lot of trouble too.
But this
unconfirmed damage.
If they go out heaven.
Ooh, that could be big. But now they've just got the plan. There's the fault line. There's the timing. They didn't clear Captain. He's got sight himself, and now they're kind of pinched in. They're in a really weird position here. YellowJ on the hunt, prowling through, trying to find these boys. They're trying to scramble back up towards heaven, find their safety. Takas takes down YellowJ, but the defuse ain't stopping again. This can't keep happening. Kadavra can't do anything. He can do nothing about the outcome of the round. It's 10. FUT of somewhere else to be, and it's certainly not in a match like this. 10-0. Beautiful from them so far. They are firmly in control.
I think he should change his name from Kadavra to Kadabra because they need a magic trick to pull a win out of the hat right now. 10-0 down. This is, I mean, Gentlemate's burning their, was this their last timeout?
Yeah.
They need a miracle, nothing short of one right now if they want to do anything. Because again, they get into the site, they get that spike planted, but there's nothing to close it out.
Yeah, they're struggling. They're struggling, you can see it. Looking a little flawed, a little frayed. And it just feels impossible. That first round just feels like it's such an uphill struggle. The tank won off his ult, but they're having words. It's not just about how to approach this next round. Again, 2 timeouts in 1 half. Especially when you have that double duelist, you wanted to see them be competitive here. This was meant to be the side they could at least be a real threat on. It's gonna be hard when that half hits, and it's gonna be, you know, they have to be flawless or it's done. We're out, we're going home. Well, you got 24 more seconds to figure it out, boys. Again, FUT, they'll be happy with this performance. They'll be happy with what they've done here. Maybe correcting some expectations of this map, knowing that they've had a couple of issues in the last up against some very big opponents. So now, able to work it back through, showing some work, showing some adjustments. We go back in. Gentlemates, you better have a damn good game plan here, boys. Oh, they don't know. No, absolutely not. That Captain does so much damage. I think it's unconfirmed because it was kind of through the one-way a little bit. Oh,
reset.
That's nasty. He can stay there for a little bit if he fancies. Actually opting to back away from that, you can see it. Takas, fading presence. Yeah. Unfortunately, Fortunately, no one was playing towards heaven. So a couple of question marks put across the map, right? We've got, okay, there was some B main presence early on. Okay, they've tried to take towards heaven, so we don't have eyes on that at the moment. So you're seeing FUT take a bit of a gamble, take a little bit of a risk. They don't quite know what's going on. And for Gentlemates, they've got a chance now.
Not only did FUT give up that B main space, they gave up B site entirely. Got that info. Knows that it's probably going to be a B split of some sort. Mr. Fallen, great position right now to assist with that middle line.
Oh, the timing.
Cena just peeks dry.
I don't know if he was trying to back away or what. The paranoia. Good for one. Didn't expect a second, Mr. Fallen. Probably not going to expect a third. There is still the tank here. Now, the tank is on 8 HP, though, so hard to ask him to be brave in moments like this. The others focused on trying to claim site. Spike down. Maybe the tank on the late presence could be so valuable.
Here comes the walk from mid.
The timing is everything here, the tank. The tank, this is it, perfect, perfect from him. But it's still Yedajay. And they are very close on Pillar. Oh, he's dealt with. First round for Gentlemates. After a drought here, keeping 3 alive and a tiny amount of hope.
And great awareness by Natank there to not only do the trigger discipline, but even before that, when he's walking up middle, when he's sitting in the corner, he realizes, hey, my teammates are going to go up B. If there's no defenders on that site, guess where the defenders are going to be? They're going to be still in middle, they're going to be trying to clear me out, and they're waiting for me. So if I go too early, they're going to kill me. He waits, his teammates get the spike planted, here comes the stun from Mr. Fallen, boom. Natank goes for this flank, lines up 2 with the trigger discipline. They got their win.
Who's next?
10-1, final round of the half.
One more would be maybe salvageable.
Free site again?
Oh wait, where did Wales just
Wait.
die from? I don't know. Well, that's rough. They've got the site. They've got the site.
Silver linings.
Silver linings. They do have the tank with his ult. There we go. They've got to scramble out of there, or you can see him look. Oh!
Okay.
At a captain. That was a little too far. 4v4 now. Bayaz has his already. This is looking good. Maybe a second could be joining that one on the board. The tank individually, if he has to do it himself, he will. 3 in his name. The rest of Gentlemates holding down by Pillar, making sure they can't come through too easily from heaven. A little bit of a walkout already from CNED though. They got to be aware. There we go. Spotted on the drop. Bayaz. Good heads up work. There it is. 4 for the tank and 2 rounds overall for Gentlemates.
The tank's just like that villain, the Thanos, that's just like when you need something done. You can't rely on other people. I'm gonna do it myself. Put on that gauntlet, just go in there, get a 4K, get that second round on the board, give the team a little bit of hope, life support, anything to get them maybe a couple more rounds. But FUT, oh man, they have such a commanding lead, 10-2. They won the pistol in the first half. They lost both pistols in the previous game. Let's see if the teams can evenly split the pistol round wins here.
Yeah, they certainly could. And again, so much magnitude put to this value of the pistol round. It's either basically game over or game back potentially on, right? Gentlemates. Oh, he's gone for the DRX. Very nice, very nice. Gentlemates need this. FUT, that'd be nice. But it's not a necessity. They got to make it work with 2 duelists here. CNED making no secrets of this, but he's been caught. Between Whalers and Kadabra, they were fine. There are further players coming this way, though. Adacaptain being one of them. Oh, that's a bit of an issue. Careful.
They don't know about Adacaptain?
I don't think they know about much of this. What a topsy-turvy round. And they cleared sight. They even caught one in CT. And Takas, I mean, timing. And that's the spike.
Spike down B.
What is going on? 2v2. The tank taking his time on the way. Because Takas, I mean, he's got the spike here. The captain's got a smoke back ready now if he wants to try and vest it here.
This is a good fight for FUT, though.
They're lined up. Takas draws blood again. The tanks joined him. And the necessity is claimed. They needed that for a chance. They got to keep it up now.
Another scrappy round to open up the second half. And I was thinking there, that's like one of the biggest traps when you see that spike on the floor and the defenders are sitting on top of it trying to defend it. In a 2 versus 2 like that, with Natank not in a position to instantly trade, I was worried if they go in and FUT is trying to get that spike recovered, the defender is, they have no like crossfire to set up. They don't have any like angles that they could really hide on. So this flank timing was so important for the tank to hit.
Just classics. On the other side, you saw those Bulldogs in the previous map. They're back out again, one Guardian. Folks, kind of cut and dry affair for FUT. Right up middle. 4 players.
Portal closed.
You can see where the 5th is, waiting over towards A. You've got Kadavra sat in the back corner. Camera's going to see everything. Lovely. Right, game on. Shouldn't be a problem. Kadavra got to be careful. He's on 10 HP. If they close down on him, he's dead. Oh, dearie me. Support's here. They're trying to come overboard. Speak about Messi. Beaz! Beautiful with his work. Saving them from what could have been a disaster. That got far too close.
Anytime we get even close to a situation like that, you just don't know what's happening. Everything seems to be going against what you would expect to happen. And I'm still surprised, you know, 15 rounds into the second map, it's been so many rounds of this where at some point you just have to drop your expectations, be like, yeah, don't know what's gonna happen, don't know what to expect here, but still shocked and surprised every round almost.
That goes there.
10 to 4. First big challenge, the bonus round. They've upgraded a couple here. Got the Vandal out, Phantom as well in the tank. And a 3-man walk middle. All right, Cracks. How focused are you on this? It's 4 people, and Takas now starting to hit a little better. He had a really rocky start. So a good draw on the blood there. Looks like FUT wants to try and clear behind this.
Right there.
Shouldered, should have been seen, the tank. Gonna note that there's players coming his way. Yet J has also crept sight.
Will that camera spot him? I don't think it will.
I think
He went underneath it, but this trip, he can't get over the silent. Oh
Well,
my.
the man's got techers.
Not like this.
Man's
Oh,
got
he's gonna-
techers, it's so good. Just the Cypher 1v1 in that, he knows it all too well.
They might not expect though, Takas on site.
They've got to have no idea, right? Like, Takas shouldn't have been here in this sort of position. It doesn't feel natural, but he does get out. He does make it. Oh, Yeta J. This is a big round from here. Oh, that's massive from Yeta J. 4 kills. This could be pretty much the first nail in the coffin. Oh my God, what are we up to, Whalers, please?
Seconds left. Spike planted.
Yeta J
He wants it.
on for the ace.
That's Whalers' smoke, threatening that he could walk out into elbow into sight.
Whalers taking
With the reposition.
way around. 3 kills. Whalers has the entirety of this game. And it's going to stay on 3. FUT make it up to 11. Yeta J showing his knowledge, his capabilities, and he absolutely outclassed them that round.
That is a Cypher diff, I think is what it's colloquially known as. That kill trip on the floor to trip some people down. At least he didn't disrespect with the knife kill. But oh my God, and this lineup kind of the spray.
Yes!
I think he single-handedly won them a handful of rounds this game, just from his positioning and timing hits and a couple of crucial impact threats,
Okay, so very early on.
He's only one.
Should see 2 here. Wait, no!
It's falling apart. FUT. About to put the foot on the gas pedal and close this one out, 11-4. They have a 5 versus 4. They're looking to get their 12th right here, right now. Nobody on the site to stop them.
Nope. Now, CNED gonna be, seen. Can't be stopped, however. And the plant should be in a second. Yeah, that's going down now.
Safe plan. They have to play in the site to protect this.
Planted.
And you've already got a captain up towards rafters.
The judge for the retake, only 1 satchel to get out and create that space and close the gap.
I don't envy him. Paint shells there. And a captain. Oh, and they've caught him free and had a chance.
2 flashes on Beaz still.
They still don't know about a captain. Oh, dinner. It's done. It's done. Bears and Whalers trying to drift away into the night, keep those rifles if they can, and I don't think FUT are feeling all that kind. They can chase a little here. Try and take away some of this. Oh,
Players remaining.
nice try from Bayaz, but still will lose out. Gonna probably keep 3 alive here. That's 12 for FUT. And this has not been a good day at the office for Gentlemates.
They are going to be having a serious discussion after this one. I don't think any team is going to be happy, you know, walking away from a game with this result. 2 maps in a row just getting completely thrashed, outplayed, outclassed. And FUT will be happy about this, especially a result like this on Split.
Big for them. Big for them.
You do learn more from a loss than you do from a win, and I think those losses that they got prepared them for this.
No, I'm with you. Gentlemates on the receiving end here towards A. I think you're going to have to yield in that. Takas can't try and hold back all 5, so respecting it enough, saying, all right, you guys take the site.
Free site, plant for heaven, and they're able to take ramp potentially even.
I mean, you got to look at the ults coming in here. Glad we got that switch there towards Bayaz. Rolling Thunder is in hand.
Thrash.
There's a Thrash going for round 2. Right up towards heaven. And no ones towards Vents, but that's about it. All the rest looking like they want to come through CT here. Bayaz.
Good one way. This is going to be so hard to break through.
Going to focus his ult towards the site, but it's the players over towards that ramp side that could be an issue here. But Natank going to try and get in ahead. Nice. Follow-up is going to be there. Takas, Natank in unison, clearing on forward. Whalers trying to hold back the flood. Diffuse coming in, though they have to be stopped, and they are. They're off it for now. They don't need to overreact. Time is against them. Body blocking the best they can. Oh, he's got him! No. He's got him! Mr. Fallen shuts them down. It's 13-4. FUT outclassing Gentlemates today, and it was a clear-cut affair.
That was not even close. FUT with full control of the game through and through. Their attack looking great, the pacing of everything, getting into those sites quickly, the lurks, Yetterjay having a tremendous impact, and just capitalizing on the fact that Gentlemates didn't look like they had the clearest of game plans. And Gentlemates, that's got to be something that they have to think about and have a serious discussion about, because they just changed coaches to be a little bit more loose, but that did not look like it worked in their favor here at all.
No, I think this is a worrying sign for them, especially on Split. Not able to bring that comp to what I'd like to have seen from it. FUT on the other side, though, I think once again solidifying their place towards the top here. They're one of the teams that have been improving substantially. They've looked fantastic, and they're looking stronger here. The map pool looking better as well. CNED looking fantastic. Stay him out of points. Yetterjay as well. Heroics from him, outdoing the opposing number of Kadabra some few times. So great for them. Tilting now towards the top of the board as well, looking to try and get that first place position going forward, and I think they are very much nearly there. So excellent to see them look good. I think we want to see the rebuilding process with Gentlemates. You know, without existence there, it's a big question mark of what do they look like. And I think they're going to have to work through that process as quick as they can.
It's going to be not the nicest of processes to deal with, but it's one of those things that you just have to deal with, especially if you're a professional team, professional player. These are the growing pains that you have to deal with. And I think FUT, from the beginning of the season to now, step by step, they've been making progress. And one thing I do want to highlight is how good their retakes looked in today. Usually they're known for individually how skilled they are, but now everything coming together on a lot of these retakes, closing out these rounds on their attack as well. It's looking overall really nice with the teamwork that they're employing on top of the individual skill, and you know, highlighting Yetterjay's individual impact there as well on some of those timing lurks.
Yeah.
Really impactful.
Fantastic day for them. And to round it out, we do have the post-plant coming up next. That's going to be with Yinsu and Ash, I believe, and the special guest being Charles Neddington. So stick around for that. We're going over there now.
Thank you very much, Pansy. Of course, yes, it's going to be Charles Neddington. We have, we're in a different setting for today. Welcome to Post-Plant here in the podcast studio. We've been here before.
Yeah.
We have. It was for more of like a hee-hee ha-ha, but this is not new.
No, it's not new. A little change of scenery as well. We've got some extra plants. We usually have like, what, two or three maybe downstairs, but I don't know, I like the change of scenery. I hope CNET doesn't get lost.
Yeah, it's called post-plant for a reason here. Let's talk about this game that we just saw because, I mean, Pansy was talking about it there, a little bit of question mark regarding Gentlemaid's now existence isn't there. I think after what we saw on Sunset, I'm a little bit shocked. It was very uncharacteristic, I feel like, that split map off of them.
Yeah, especially when you look back at the last time, not the last time, the second last time where it was that 13-1 up against Giant X that they were able to find. But Mates just looked a little bit lost on Split. Like they couldn't quite get a grasp on what they wanted to do in the mid round. When their early pressure wasn't working out for them, they really struggled to make that adaptation. But at the end of the day, even though there were mistakes from Gentlemates, I feel like FUT were just playing lights out on a completely different level.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting now because with Gentlemates losing there and Giant X as well, that middle of the pack race, that who's actually going to make playoffs at this time? Honestly, Ash, I couldn't call it. How are you feeling about it?
I think it's insane because it takes me back to Split 1 where we're at the end of the season. It all relied on the results from everybody else. And now Gentlemates are also now, unfortunately, in that same situation. And I think I don't know. I will say my money is on Vitality actually making it to playoffs.
I thought you were going to say KC.
Okay.
I thought you were gonna say
Okay. I feel like a fake fan right now. I would normally say KC. I think Vitality, though, with Safe now on the duelist, they have this revenge arc that they want to have. Like, they have a whole story behind them where they're really looking to actually prove their worth. Because on paper, that roster was supposed to be insane, and they've kind of been in that mid-off the entire time.
Well, we do have Mr. Charles Nettington with us in the studio again. I mean, honestly, no matter what setting we're in, I feel like CNED, you're one of us at this point. You're part of the team. You're part of the talent team. You do have an in-ear here right now, which I feel like I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do.
You're gonna have your boaster moment.
Yeah.
Right, left.
I think either. I think it's
Doesn't
neutral.
matter?
I don't think it matters. Yeah, go for it. Can you hear? As long as you can hear, is all good.
Yes.
Nice.
Okay,
Hi,
good.
Sina. Thank you so much for joining us. I know this is a bit of a trek compared to what you're usually used
Yes,
to.
I feel different.
Did you run up the stairs?
yeah,
podcast, yeah.
I surprised when I like traveling all the way.
I will say that congratulations.
you.
I'm sure you're aware with that win, that means you are guaranteed either seed 1 or 2 going into playoffs, which means you skip the dreaded single limb part of it. So how great does that feel?
Good. Like we knew it before the game. If you win, we are secure top 2. So yeah, we are happy and we will improve. We will still work because playoffs is the most important one. Yeah, that's it.
I mean, they have a great chance now.
Yeah, they really did. Did it change the team's approach to today's match at all, knowing that securing that top 2 was on the line, with how much of a difference it makes for the stakes in playoffs?
Like it didn't feel the like the, how do you say, aura in the team. Like it was like the same preparation. Like everything was for the same for us. And when we won, like we were happy because of the security. That's it.
I have to address the obvious elephant in the room, which is CNED, in your entire career since 2020, you have never played Raze 4 maps in a row, back-to-back series. In fact, the same comp as well with your team is kind of crazy. But what's going on? You just a Raze 1 trick now?
I hope not, because like I like to play like Jet more, of course. But yeah, when which agent need my team, I will play it.
Is this a conscious effort? Did you guys want to always play Sunset Split, so you can just play the same comp? And also, Cracks got moved off of the Raze too. I feel like I need to help you. I'm gonna do a boaster hero moment. There you go.
Thank you.
There you go.
Thank you.
But
Yes,
yeah,
again, sorry.
Did you guys want to only play Sunset Split, same comp, back to back to back, and just, only do that?
What do you mean?
As in, did you do this on purpose?
Like,
Yeah.
I mean, we are practicing with one cop, so like we practice and we knew we are going to most likely play today. So I wouldn't like, I don't know if it was purpose, but when we try, we knew that this comp was strong for us at least, And yeah, like it's on the purpose. I don't know if you want to say.
When are we gonna see you on the ISO?
Actually, we tried. Like we want to play for this week, but like I think it's not our style too much. So, but you never know.
I can understand that. I can understand that. You guys are very explosive as a team on those entries, and ISO just doesn't have that kind of movement, right? But you guys do have one more match coming up. That's going to be up against Giant X. How are you feeling about that? Because they went toe-to-toe today, earlier up against Team Heretics.
Like, yeah, we watched the match and they were playing good. It's going to be, I think, not easy match, like, but yeah, like we will prepare how we prepare, and of course it doesn't matter for us, like if we even lose or not, but of course we want to win, and like we want to show ourselves to improve, you know, because I think they don't, like, Giants have no pressure right now, I think, because I think they eliminated, yeah?
Not yet.
Not yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think still it's a very low chance, but I think they are playing better than like last season, I would say. Like we were always seeing them in practice, like when we practiced against them, they were playing really good, but they couldn't show in the official. But I think they are in a good position right now. We will see.
Is this now time for you guys to experiment again? Because you know you were running weird stuff on Lotus, like the deadlock as well. You brought it out. Is next week the time? Because like you said, you're top 2 already for playoffs. Of course, you know, Split is leaving the map pool. It's not like, you know, you need to rely on that anymore for the rest of this year. So is it time to get weird?
No answer.
No secrets revealed.
Sorry.
I'm gonna have to ask Gaius. Okay, well then, if another team were in your position, if they locked in playoffs, do you think it would be a good time for, you know, other teams to try and experiment? Just as a general, you don't have to talk about you guys. Just as a general opinion, you think it would be? Is it a good time?
You
to
mean if
experiment?
someone locked in for playoffs?
And they're
do you think is a good idea to experiment?
Yeah, for them to experiment. Now they know 100% they're gonna go to playoffs, and they have a week.
I think depends on the team, because if they are not sure about their comp in some maps, it's always good to experiment and try to see new things. Like it's not a, how do you say, bad, or it's not a risk, you know. So when you don't have a risk, you can try. I think it depends on the team, but like for example, if you have a like win streak in some maps, like for example we never lost Ascent yet, so why we should change it?
That's true. You don't need to fix what's not broken. Before we take a look at the standings and so on, we have, you know how this works. Our good friend Boaster and Durka left a question for you. Take a look at this.
3, 2, 1. Who's got the biggest butt in VCT?
Who is?
I will translate that for you. Who's got the biggest butt in VCT? Can't believe we're making you answer this question.
I don't want to answer that.
You poor thing.
I'm not looking. Like how I can answer this?
I think you can say Boaster. I feel like that's the
Boaster,
obvious
okay.
one, right?
Yeah. I say Boaster, and you know, escape answer.
I think he wanted you to say him. I think he was like baiting you. Yeah.
Okay, Boaster.
There we go. What do you think, Ash? Who do you think's got the biggest butt in VCT?
I've never thought about this.
I think the objectively like most right answer is Raucous, which is but that's a throwback. But if you know, you know. If you know, you know, kind of question.
But I don't know. I don't know, unfortunately.
It's okay. I'm not gonna.
I'm gonna copy CNED's homework and say Boaster because he be twerking on stage.
Yeah. Again, I feel like he wanted us to say him.
Yeah.
I think he set us up for that. Do you have a question? That's a little bit less weird than that.
Yeah. Who am I asking it?
Who's playing tomorrow? My brain is like is Liquid versus KC. Damn, I'm so proud of myself. Be the winner of Liquid versus KC. Big game, you know. Playoffs on the line. We have a lot to fight for. I mean, now we've had that question from Boaster. Like, nothing you ask is ever going to be a bad question, ever.
Yeah, I know.
Make it interesting.
Yeah, I'm thinking.
He's going to be like, who's got the smallest butt?
Like, I can't do interesting than the last question. So who is the this camera, sorry. Yeah. who you want to face it in playoffs most?
Oh,
That's a spicy one.
I don't think anyone's gonna say you. Yeah, I feel like that's a Heretics foot is too big.
Yeah. No one's gonna say Heretics foot.
I agree. Yeah.
I think he's kind of baiting and hoping that someone's gonna say foot.
maybe
though.
it will be some trash talk or maybe some drama.
Unless
You stir the pot right
Big
now.
Don Daddy are like, yeah, I'll take foot. You know, why not? Yeah, why not? But yeah, let's take a look at the standing because there's a reason why we wouldn't want to face foot right off the bat because they're the only team that's currently sitting a 7-2. I mean, this just whole year in general, CNET has been great for you guys. Very consistent. Are you happy with how things are going?
Yes, like when we lost in kickoff, we think we are playing bad and we need to fix a lot of things. But when we realize Heretics and Karmine Corp actually contender in the year, like we realize we are not that bad actually. We need to just fix some small things, you know. So like Karmine Corp and Heretics was in our group, so like it was that group of that. So, but now after stage 1 and stage 2, we are happy. We are still improving. We need to, of course, like fix some things, but. Yeah, I'm happy right now, but we are achieved right now. So yeah.
We're happy that you're happy, CNET. Any more questions for CNET before we wrap this up?
Any more questions? I guess I got one. Based on what you just said right now, you said that some improvements can still be made, of course. But do you guys feel like you're playing close to your best, or do you think you still have much higher that you can get?
No, we can still improve because even like 2 or 3 days ago, we realized we can just play the game different as we usual. Like I will say, I don't want to give some information inside.
That's okay.
But we were just struggling, and we said, okay, let's do this, and everything just fixed. So after that, for example, we play like better in the split and better in the most of the maps after we realized something. So yeah, but I think after the playoffs, or like we will have a lot of time to practice new things. So I think we will. I hope we will going to be close our best.
I can't
I'm
wait
thinking
to see.
too much.
That's terrifying to think of, though. It's
Can't
like
wait to see you on Abyss. I think that's going to be so fun. But thank you very much, CNET, for joining us.
you.
Congratulations again for today. I will see you back here next week. Thank you very much, Ash, as well, for joining me. And of course, you guys at home for tuning in and watching. We're going to be back with more action tomorrow and more chances for our team to lock in playoffs or sadly be eliminated. So make sure you guys have a lovely rest and join us here. And we'll see you then.
Bye bye.
Pansy, he's got right behind him! A chaotic conclusion to map number 1, but Heretics will take their map pick. But that is all they can do. 15 found at last by GX, and a third map locked in.
to 8.
Let's go, hey, step back, look at the wrist, let go, let it go, switch, hey, turn the heads, can't miss this, run it up, it's my fitness, windows limousine tinted, stay up out of my business, hey, you can never break me down, need more to take me out, they was all cool back then, now they wanna hate me now, funny how it goes, can I get a countdown and drum roll, no time ain't an option, no, sit back, watch this unfold, hey. But it ain't nothing, let me tell you something. Hey, yeah, one shot, one chance.